What's up, YouTube? It's your boy G Money, aka the Echelon Don, and my brother's keeper. Yes, I am. And this is another episode of Sidewalk Talk. We talk about trying to diffuse confrontations, trying to avoid confrontations so that we make it home safely. We try to be responsible carriers. But today I want to talk about every situation that you encounter is not going to be the same, and it's not going to end the way you want it to, because there's people out there that the only thing that they respect is violence. No matter how nice you might talk to a certain person or try to have common sense and explain their situation, there's certain people that just will not let it go. That the only way the conflict is going to end is through violence, because that's the only thing they're going to respect. No matter how much you say, "Hey sir, could you please just let me go about my way? I don't want no problems." They might not let you through. They might not let you pass without violence. That's just what they are. That's just what they used to. They don't want to hear nothing, else but violence. They don't That's all it is. That's all they want to get into. It's some bullshit. So what do you do now? I mean, it can get into that type of situation, man. And it depends on the city and state that you live in, how you can handle that situation, because that's a tough situation, because it can get flipped on you for being too aggressive in a situation where your city or state might have felt like you should have handled it a different kind of way. And that's what I say about us being us being legal citizens able to carry, man. We They put too much responsibility on us. Yes, it is a great responsibility for us to make the right decisions and to be smart. But at the same time, it's like, why is it that y'all put so many rules and restrictions on how we have to go about? Because you don't have time to think about, can I in this situation or can I not? You have to react because you don't know what they're going to do. The bad guy is always a step ahead of you, because the bad guy don't care about the results of the situation. The bad guy is the bad guy. They don't care about having to go to jail or court and all that shit. They don't care about none of that. They gonna probably have a public defender. They ain't got to pay no top notch lawyer to try to get them out of the case or something. Like, they don't care. They prepared to go to jail. That's what they do. You, on the other hand, now you gotta be you thinking like, damn, if I make the wrong decision, I might go to jail, or now I gotta try to find a lawyer that's going to try to defend me and help me beat this case. And it's like, you gotta think about all of that in the middle of conflict. That's too much, man. Yeah, they put too much on us to have to think about in the heat of a moment. You don't have that much. You don't have that much time to think, because you don't know what this person in front of you is going to do. You know, if they're just trying to fight with you, and you use your weapon, then some states will say, well, it wasn't that big of a deal for you to have to use your weapon because he didn't have a weapon. He was only trying to fight you. Well, okay, you can die in a fight. You can, you know what I'm saying? You can get knocked out unconscious, and the person can continue beating on you while you're unconscious in a fight if nobody's around to stop it. So, who dictates when is it really appropriate for you to pull your weapon? You don't necessarily know if you're gonna win that fight, or if that, or just another situation. Okay, say the person is trying to fight you and they don't have a weapon on them, but you carry your weapon all the time, and y'all end up fighting. And when y'all end up on the ground tussling, he ends up seeing that you have a weapon on your hip, and now he's trying to reach for your weapon. He's trying to reach for your weapon to go after you or whatever with it, and you end up killing him, and they still saying like, okay, it was a fight. Why did you kill him? Okay, you're gonna say, yeah, he tried to reach for my weapon, but now it's like you gotta prove this, don't you? Like you gotta prove that this happened, or they just gonna say that you shot this weaponless this person. It's just too much. It's too much on us. I believe that there's too many. It's too many ways. But like I said, and then in other states, you might get off on it because you got to stand your ground. You know what I'm saying? But in New York, they're gonna say, "Why didn't you try to get away? Why didn't you try to run or flee the scene?" It's like how flee. Like everybody is not. Every opportunity is not. I don't get it, man. It's confusing, man, and it's frustrating because this really puts you. It's like they're trying to put legal citizens in jail more than they're trying to put criminals in jail with these rules. You know, try to flee. Well, everybody can't run and get away from a situation. You know, so I don't know. Like I said, you end up in a situation with a really aggressive person that's not trying to talk it out or doesn't understand, uh, you know, any kind of positive way of handling a situation. It's tough for me to really say what you should do because it depends on where you live and what your states and your city rules are. Because you can get jammed up real bad making the wrong decision as a legal carrier, and it could be, and it don't even have to be your fault at all. You just had an over aggressive person that wants to do harm now, and you have to figure out the best way you can handle it in a split second. Because in a split second, you could be in a lot of trouble. It only take one punch in a fight to knock somebody out cold. So then, how can you tell somebody that, okay, because they didn't have a weapon on them, that you shouldn't have used your weapon? That person could knock you out cold with one punch. So I don't, it's just it's confusing and it's frustrating when I think about it, especially where I'm at. Like I said, New York State, because it's just too much. Like they just want you to be a coward. It's like you go through the whole process to get the gun, and then when you get the gun, they're like, okay, well, be a coward with a gun, because now we want you to, even though you got the gun, you did everything necessary to get the gun. We still want you to run. We still want you to avoid. And I understand, yeah, your first thing that you should be trying to do is try to avoid all problems. But at the same time, you gotta understand what you're dealing with out here. It's people out here that's calling themselves they calling themselves thugs. They calling themselves all types of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, demons, and they on demon time. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so if I'm dealing with people that's calling themselves demons. How am I supposed to get out of this situation without violence? Because last time I heard, a demon is on all types of bullshit. A demon ain't trying to negotiate anything positive. So how am I gonna get out this situation without using my firearm? Please explain to me. You're talking to people that live in these people that's making these rules, live in these beautiful neighborhoods, and they want to make rules for people that live in the damn jungle and gotta deal with a bunch of bullshit from day to day, and you think, okay, well, make the same rules for the police then that you make for us us citizens that's carrying, you know, because I'm damn sure know that the police ain't fucking bullshitting around. The police pulling out them guns quick as hell if if somebody tries to fight them or gets them on the ground or something. The police is definitely going to try to pull their weapon out and get their ass up off of them if they don't have a taser or something. So I don't know, man. It just seemed like I said the rules are against gun carriers, man. But like I said, you gotta handle it the best way you can, the smartest way you can, and you gotta think fast, man. You have to really think fast on how you're gonna handle the situation because the wrong choice is gonna have you jammed up real bad if you living in the wrong state. You know, like I said, I think every state and across the world should have stand your ground. Stand your ground should be an automatic thing amongst anybody. Anybody in the world should be able to stand their ground. That's just common sense. Why wouldn't you be able to stand your ground? So I'm not about to do all this. I got a bad hip. I done had surgery. You know what I'm saying? All type of shit. I'm not what I'm doing trying to run from somebody and I'm trying to tell them, look, I don't want no problems. I'm not about to be trying to run from nobody and all that shit. Like, yeah, I'll try to diffuse it and get away, but all that other shit, man, like, listen, man, I done told you to leave me alone. You heard me? Pow! Shit, you heard me now? Yeah, yeah, you heard. Now you heard me. Now you're here screaming. Now you heard me. You know what I'm saying? that's how, that's how that's how it's gotta be with some people. Some people just not gonna get it until they see that flash. You know what I'm saying? And then until they see that flash, then they understand. Then they understand. I seen a video with a lady that was a off duty police officer, and she was standing on the street, and a guy was walking by her, and then he just out of nowhere he just grabbed her, and he was wrestling with her. I don't know if he was trying to rob her or rape her. I don't know what he was trying to do, but she had a gun on her, and when he grabbed her, she was reaching in for her gun, and he was like, she was like, oh, she was like, I'm about to shoot you. I'm about to shoot you. He was like, you gonna have to kill me. You gonna have to kill me. And she was like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And she got a hold of it, and she popped his eyes. And then he got to scream, oh, you got me. You got me. He was like, you got me. Okay, 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 cool. You ain't got, okay, you got me. You got me. Nah. Now he's scared for his life. Now he on the ground begging and pleading for his life. But before it was, you gonna have to kill me. You gonna have to kill me. But he ain't realized she knew how to handle her business. And once he got his ass popped and was laying on that ground and felt that flame, now it was please don't kill me. But just a minute ago it was you gonna have to kill me. See what I'm saying? Like some people don't get it until they get it. So, the whole message of this is two messages, man. Some people don't respect anything else but violence, and that might be what you got to give them for them to understand. And the other messages, man, be careful on the decision you make based on where you live, man, because if you pull out and shoot somebody and they don't feel like it was a legit reason to use your firearm, even though that person could have been approaching and acting crazy and violent as hell, like they was about to do something to you, it's not going to matter sometimes in certain cases, man. They gonna prosecute your ass and send you up, and it's fucked up, but it's the truth. It depends on what the situation is, how you handle it. So y'all be safe out there, man. It's your boy G Money, and my brother's keeper. Yes, I am. And this is another episode of Sidewalk Talk. All right, y'all be safe. God bless y'all. I'm out.